This is Josh Fishman, president and owner of A. Fishman & Son Diamonds in New York. Welcome back to our Ultimate Diamond Education series. It's been since May of 2020 that I last spoke to you about COVID and how it was impacting the world and in particular the diamond industry. Well, it is now August of 2021 and I have some updates to give you. I'd like to update you on COVID and its impact on the diamond business. I'd like to update you on what happened with diamond prices, both in 2020 and now in 2021. And I'd also like to update you on the current state of the diamond market, particularly what is hot in shapes and what is not. So let's go on and get to the first subject, the COVID update. I don't think I have to tell anybody that the COVID experience has been devastating and very difficult for everyone to maneuver through. Let me first tell you that we at A. Fishman & Son, I and Robin and our families are, thank God, well and healthy. No one has had a loss in our family, although we have lost some friends. For you who are listening and watching, I sincerely hope that you are healthy and well and have also not suffered any losses due to the COVID virus. If you have, please accept our deepest sympathies for your loss, and we hope that you will recover as time goes on. As far as business is concerned, there's no question that 2020 was impacted, as all businesses were, by COVID. We were closed from March of 2020 till the end of June of 2020. We came back in July. We managed to hold our own through the end of 2020. 2021 has been better, but certainly nothing to write home about. And we are still subject to various rules and regulations about conducting business, although we have been vaccinated and we welcome you to our offices if you'd like, and happy to speak to you. And we respect everybody's rights to be vaccinated or not, to wear masks or not. Just tell us what your needs are and we'll be happy to accommodate you. Now I'd like to move on to what has happened in the business area, particularly as it relates to diamond prices. So what happened in 2020 after the initiation of COVID and lockdowns? Well, as you can expect, business came to a standstill. As a result, diamonds weren't being sold, people weren't getting engaged, people weren't going out, nothing was happening. And consequently, diamond prices in the market fell significantly. An aberration for sure, but still between 10 and 20% across the board. Fine stones, poor stones, fancies, round stones, particularly the very expensive stones and the larger stones fell the most. And it was that way for the most part through the end of 2020, when things began to improve a little bit. And let me tell you now what happened in 2021 and where I think we're going. So, beginning with the end of 2020, in December, things began to improve. Obviously, the expectation of a vaccine was motivating people to begin to open up and go out. Business began to improve. But the result of the rest of earlier part of 2020 was that there was a shortage of diamonds because, as you would expect, people cut back on their buying, De Beers cut back on their mining. There was an effort to maintain prices by not overloading the market with new merchandise, and it took pressure from the buying side for prices to begin to recover in December of 2020. By March of 2021, things have improved significantly. There were significant price increases, again, because there was a shortage of merchandise. And I would say that by today, in the readily available merchandise, like round stones and other fancies, not the very expensive stones, prices today are actually back to the pre-pandemic levels, and in some cases higher than the pre-pandemic levels. And that particularly goes for round stones. So I could say that during the course of the last year, 12-month period, let's say 1 carat round diamonds are up over 20%, but that's from a base that had declined. So we may be a couple of percent higher than we were pre-pandemic. Now, for those of you who bought your diamonds before the pandemic and who are concerned about the loss of value, that's good news, because now your diamonds are back to pre-pandemic levels. For those of you who are looking to buy in the market today, you really haven't lost much, because in general prices go up a couple percent a year. And if you weren't in the market in 2020 and you're now in the market in 2021, you really didn't see the difference in the ups and downs. So I would say that there is still a bit of a shortage in the market in terms of diamonds. There seems to be a unbalance between rough, which is probably too expensive compared to the polished prices, and yet there will be a balance coming into play. And we can only hope that things will just maintain an equilibrium so that you can have the confidence you need to know that prices are not going to slip, which hopefully they will not, given the fact that so many people are vaccinated and are looking to return back to normal. I'd like to now turn to what is hot and what's not in the diamond market. So, what's hot in terms of shapes and what's not in terms of shapes in the diamond market in 2021? Well, first of all, as is always the case, round diamonds are the most popular diamonds that are requested and sold in the market, about 2/3 of all diamonds. But there has been a change in the fancy shapes. A little over a year ago, maybe a little bit more, square shapes, cushions, radiance, emerald cuts were more popular than the other fancy shapes. And that has changed. Today, I would say that the most popular fancy shape is oval. Very, very great demand for ovals of all shapes and sizes and qualities, but note that they have to be really, really well cut in order to be worth putting your money into a fancy shape. And that goes for all fancy shapes, not just for ovals. The second most popular seems to be pear shapes. And that is a nice return to what used to be an old standard, because pear shapes have a little bit of a bigger look for the weight than round stones, as do ovals, but pear shapes even more so. And a well-shaped, well-defined, brilliant pear shape is a beautiful diamond, as is an oval. Seems to be a comeback in marquises a little bit. Not a great big deal comeback, but a comeback. At the same time, ashers and emerald cuts, and particularly cushions and radiance, have become less popular. Heart shapes certainly are not in great demand and very difficult to sell because there isn't a demand for them. But overall, what's most important with fancy shapes is that they have to be really well cut. And that is not a statistical decision only. The outline of the shape, as well as the brilliance and how it is cut, is very, very important. A well-cut, beautifully cut diamond, fancy shaped diamond, is very difficult to find and will not be inexpensive, while poorly cut, poorly shaped fancy shapes are almost illiquid and very difficult to sell. So be very, very cautious about what kind of look you get and not just focus on price and what the certificate says. So that's the story now through the beginning of August of 2021. I wish you well. I wish you safety and health. And until next time, this is Josh Fishman saying so long.